severe COVID disease.
Let's now head to Kisumu, where the Environment and Land Court in Kisumu will this afternoon hear an application where 5 Kisumu residents owning freehold parcels of land had moved to court to challenge a notice by the Kisumu City Management that prohibited interment of bodies within estates falling within Kisumu City. The county government banned the burial of bodies within estates in the city of Kisumu estates and slums within the lakeside city that are targeted, including Obunga, Nyalenda, Manyata and Bandani, which are ancestral lands to the vast majority of people living there. The directive that is meant to align Kisumu to city status for planning and development purposes is already causing friction among residents. Kevin Ogutu now joins us via phone to give us more details on that. Now, Kevin, what is the residents' reason for challenging this notice?
Well, a very good afternoon, and we are talking about the public notice, which is it's CGK, stroke COK, stroke CM, stroke PH Helps, Volume 1. And this is a notice that was issued by the acting city manager of Kisumu, that is Abala Wanga, telling the residents of Kisumu, particularly those living in the areas of Mamboleo, Manyata B, Market Milimani Ward, Railways Ward, Shauri Moyo Kaluleni Ward, Kondele Ward, Migosi Ward, and Nyalenda B Ward, that they will not be allowed to inter the bodies of their loved ones within those areas that were being targeted by this particular notice. And instead, Kisumu had identified some 3 designated official cemeteries, and that is Mamboleo Cemetery, which is largely used by the Christian community, the Muslim cemetery, and the Hindu crematorium, which will be the alternative areas of interment of bodies of the loved ones who pass on. So this is something that, of course, as you mentioned, has elicited reactions from various residents of Kisumu. And on the 17th of March, we had a record 5 residents of Kisumu moving to court to challenge this particular order. The latest that has happened is that today, all the parties were in court at the Environment and Land Court in Kisumu, where one Mrs. Awor represented the first respondent, that is Mr. Abala Wanga, who is the acting city manager, second respondent being Kisumu City, and the third respondent being the county government of Kisumu, based in the Prosperity House. So what has come out of this first meeting, this first session, is that the county government, through the lawyer, has asked for 7 days so that they could file their response to this particular application by none other than Joshua Odhiambo Nyamori, who is representing all the 5 applicants. And a number of issues have come out, the grounds or the reliefs that were being sought, whereby they were talking about the right to a decent funeral was disregarded by this notice, and given the fact that these were the permanent dwellers of the affected areas. Something else that came out very strongly is that the notice was issued to the residents of the affected areas without being given the right to be heard, which is contrary to the rules of natural justice. Another ground is that this particular notice did not take into account some relevant matters, including the fact that most residents in the affected areas are freehold landowners who deserve to be heard before such a drastic policy change was made. So quite really a record 17 grounds that have been brought forward by the applicants here, being represented by High Court Advocate James Diambo Joshua or Diambo Nyamori. And from what has transpired in the court this particular afternoon, in 7 days' time, the county government or the other respondents, now that one lawyer is representing them, will file their response, and then the court will give direction on whether the order will continue or they will issue conservatory orders, or they will grant a stay of this particular order. So for now, it will be the status quo remains, but in 7 days' time, we'll again go back to the court when the county government, the Kisumu City, and also the city manager, all the three respondents will file their responses to this particular application, after which the
All right.
Environment and Land Court will give direction.
All right, Kevin. Now, there was so much that is being done to make sure that Kisumu attains that city status. There was also that move to remove PSVs from the CBD. Has this also been applied?
Well, yes, to a large extent, Kisumu is trying so much to be what we call a walking city. This has been made possible by the construction of various walks or non-motorized transport, and giving alternative areas where the parking of vehicles could be done. This came, of course, with some pain, because at the time the ban on the parking along some of these streets, especially Godinga Street, were being effected, there were no alternatives in place immediately. But we are seeing some progress being made, especially when we talk about Gor Mahia Road or Angawa, not Angawa Avenue. We have, I think, Gor Mahia Road somewhere there in Milimani. There have been deliberate efforts by the Kisumu City Management or Kisumu County Management to give really long stretches where Kisumu residents, motorists can comfortably park. But of course, this has come with some pain, a lot of protests from various quarters.
All right, thank you very much, Kevin Ogutu, for that there. Kevin Ogutu just giving us an update on the directives that have been implemented or are being implemented in order to align Kisumu to city status for planning and development purposes. We take a short break here on News Desk. We still have much more on the other side.